Good morning, July 5th, I believe, 2022. And just couldn't help myself with this teaching moment. So what we have on the right here is newly planted dragon fruit. And you can see the size. They just come out of the shade house after being grown in the greenhouse, and so the pots, as you know, are cut on the bottom, and then we mulch them after we plant them. But what I wanted to show you here was the previous maybe 2 months earlier. We have this row here that was planted pretty much identically. And so what we do now is we train them to the top bar. Some are slower than others, or some are faster than others. And, we just keep pushing the central leader here. You see how I'm cutting these side shoots? I must have missed these earlier. And now we have the one that will tie up. Sometimes they break, sometimes we have this little red ant that gets them, so we cut the red ant out. The plant, it can resist the red ant pretty well if you just don't let it house into the plant. So okay, now in another section, even older, like I haven't gotten to this section yet, so I'll cut maybe to a couple there. This was planted, let's see, I'm trying to remember, it was very late last year. It was the very end of the planting cycle. And all these are the same variety. Now, we're going to turn around here, but the ones that we see going back, this is a different variety. The ones we see going back were planted last year, probably a year ago. Probably, yeah, I can't, I don't have the date in front of me, but, and you can see sometimes we lose them, so we replant them, not very often, lots of reasons, but you can see, well, look, now, on these older ones, not only do we have fruit set, but we have more flower buds coming. This one, there's no fruit set, but there's flower buds. That's sweet to see, right? And the higher we go in this block, the older they get. Well, actually, yeah, it's hard to actually know because we tried to keep things uniform as we were planting, but you can see here that they are bigger and older, or bigger anyway. And here it is, early July. We're going to have harvestable fruit here by the end of the month. Oh, here's a section right down here that's the biggest. In part, hey, there's that flower open. In part because I keep my compost pile there. We're constantly spreading the compost. See it on the ground there? And so it kind of leaks over. And look at these plants. Just beautifully vegetative, but You don't see the fruit set. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Why don't you see the fruit set like you do on the second row, which is the same age? Now as we get higher, see there's the compost and there's it's a little swale where the water kind of accumulates there, feeds the compost, feeds the plants. Why don't, as we get higher, you start to see more set. It's just that little group of 10, 12 plants that are just beautifully vegetative but not reproductive like we want. Why is that? Well, because they're getting so much nitrogen they push through the reproductive phase. They will fruit, especially when we stop putting compost there. They're going to be beautiful big plants, but they may be too big. They may actually be excessively crowding. When you get too much vegetation, you get crowding. So I'm constantly doing like little cleanup cuts like that to keep these plants open. Oh well, I'll get to the end of this row and climb on my truck and give you a little panorama of where we've just been. And I hope you like this tutorial. It's just too cool, really, to pass up. Okay. Wow, I love being here. I just love being here. You know, it's taken a long time, but we're doing things right. There's my cooler. All right, see you later.